Hey folks, welcome to my first ever State of the Channel update video. There's a lot going on. The world is changing around us right now. The COVID vaccine's rolling out. It's going to change my availability. It's going to change what this channel looks like moving forward. So let's talk about it real quick. COVID is not quite on the way out. We're not post-pandemic yet, but where I live in America, the vaccine is readily available for most folks who want it. Things are opening back up. I've been streaming and releasing videos as a hobby since December of 2018 and really ramping up this channel, getting better at the quality and consistency of my content was sort of my quarantine therapy. I just threw myself into it, released 5 videos a week and then 7 videos a week. And I am returning to work in August. It's currently July. So next month, about a month from now, I will be working 40 hours a week again for the first time in a year and a half. Magic events are also opening back up. I have played Paper Magic on the weekend twice in the last 3 weeks, and I love it. And that's more time that I don't have to put into this channel. Just letting you all know that videos are going to stop dropping on the weekends for sure. I'm not doing the 7 days a week thing moving forward. That was a summer treat that was never going to keep going. I am going to try to keep releasing every weekday though. That 10 a.m. Eastern time video every day of the work week, that is something I'm going to try to maintain. However, I've never tried to do it while working 40 hours a week, and I've never been busy on the weekends before. There's been nowhere to go for the last year and a half, but that's all changing now. I'm going to do my best. The one thing that I've always promised myself about this channel is that it's a hobby, and if it ever became stressful or too much work or not worth the time I was putting in, I would just stop. My mental health is going to come first, but there are some things you can do to keep it worth the time, keep it worth the stress, keep it worth the extra work, and here they are. I have a Patreon account. It's www.patreon.com/BoshNRoll. You can join at $2, $5, or whatever you want, whatever you think is an appropriate level for you to support the channel at. If you're in at $5 or more, you get to join the channel Discord. We have a great community in there. I'm in there all the time. So anytime you have a question about a sideboard in a matchup, a deck I'm building, a choice I made, you can fire it off. It's pretty reliable access to me and the rest of the community, and they're all pretty great. In addition to the Discord community, I post my lists early there. Like I'm usually scheduled 2 weeks out on the channel, but you're going to see those lists. You're going to know what's coming. You're going to know my release schedule moving forward. When I play in tournaments, I'm going to post my list there. If it's a serious tournament, I'll post a sideboard guide as well. I'll be really open with what I'm doing in Magic, and I want you all to have access to that too. A big change moving forward is that I'm going to be moving the donation deck model to purely through Patreon or YouTube membership, which I'm going to talk about soon. The donation decks have been a huge boost to the channel. It's a really great way to engage with the audience. But right now, I have 25 decks in the donation queue, and that's after recording 2 videos a day for the last month and a half while I'm on summer break. I cannot keep up with how quickly they're coming in. Ultimately, that's a good problem to have, but it's not something I can maintain once I'm back at work and I don't just have 7 days a week to dedicate to this project. So I'm going to have to slow that down somehow, and filtering it through Patreon is how I'm going to do that. So if you want access to donation leagues in the future, if you want me to play your deck, it's going to have to go through Patreon or membership. Speaking of membership, this is a new thing that I'm applying for right now. I don't know when it's going to be live, but if you see that join button at the bottom of the screen next to the subscribe button, that means that memberships will be active. It's basically the same thing as Patreon, except it's just all self-contained through YouTube. You'll get access to the same Discord that Patreon has, and I'll share any of my Patreon posts, any important information through the Discord, so you'll get Patreon info even if you join through YouTube instead. This also adds YouTube badges and emotes. Your comments on my videos will also get pushed to the top, so I'll see them and respond to them quicker, and I will offer donation league availability through the YouTube membership. This channel has felt like my job for the last year and a half, but reality is starting to come back, and it's just really not my job. I have one of those already. I have a very involved job that I love very much. This is a hobby. It has kept me going, and I get a lot of great feedback that it has helped other people keep going too in these strange times we've been in for the last year and a half. I've gotten a lot of really heartfelt feedback that the consistency of my videos is just something to rely on over the last year and a half without much to rely on. That means a lot to me because it was my COVID therapy, and I'm glad I was able to help anyone along the way. If you want to keep this going, consider joining Patreon or YouTube membership. I will have to slow this down significantly or stop doing it entirely if it starts to impede the rest of my life, and I really want to keep doing it. Please help me keep doing that. The way to do that is that community engagement, that community feedback. If you can't afford to join one of the membership channels, comments, likes, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, keep the momentum going. Thank you so much for sticking with the channel. Thank you for watching this video. This wasn't all good news, but it is the truth. It's the reality of the situation, and there is good news mixed in. Like, I do want to keep doing this. I'm going to try to make it work alongside real life, and let's do this together. We've made it this far. This last year and a half has been incredible for me making this stuff, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and let's keep it going moving forward. So thank you so much for your support, and I hope you continue to do so in the future.